I just drove by the pond. On national news now, we'll move.
No. Better than that, man. YouTube.
Right here, it goes online, it's in the home, and bid on it based on the He don't like us. We couldn't either.
Get it?
Hey, buddy. Nobody said anything? Y'all have to go.
I know what you're
It's coming around in there. How you doing?
all right.
They found her like 2 miles down the road.
Come down to him. That was a bit. I don't know what he knows.
Yeah.
Glad you got to see it.
Okay, and I'm
So this is a 1955 Plymouth Suburban, but they call it a Plaza.
It's called drag strip.
yeah.
Hi, my name's Sal Negron. Have a 1959 Thunderbird. So this car sat in a 13 car collection for 30 years. Passed away and it became into a state. It has its bumps and bruises, covered in dust the whole way around. But I came back and started polishing, washed it off, got all the dust out. All right, so basically the interior was, as you see, it was all full of, 30 years of just sitting forever. I cleaned it out, left it at original. So it just has the original patina. The only thing I did was put the shifter in, which is not factory. But yeah, I mean, the interior just needed pretty good scrubbing. I did not do anything, go any crazy with it.
Original headline.
Yes, sir.
Original glass.
Yep. She's definitely a cruiser. The engine was completely torn apart. Went through it, changed the valve covers. I really liked the color combo that it had. That when I saw it, it had like the white fan. I wanted to go back to that. It had the white cover. I did change out the radiator because we're in Carolina, so I wanted to have cooler setup. And then the original tank was leaking, so I found that one out of Australia and put that on, and then upgraded the brakes because it was drum brakes the whole way around. So now it's front disc brakes, but it's a 4-barrel. Put a Holly on it. Nice little 600 CFM. It cruises real nice.
Just caught the window there, so you are selling.
Yes.
How to get a hold of you?
My phone number's right there, 843-231-4034. The cool part is that what I love, out of 3,500 cars here, I'm the only 1958 through 60 Thunderbird. So every car show I've been to, I've not seen one yet.
Just cooling it in the shade for a minute anyway. That's pretty. 5 or 6 hours.
And I don't know why, but the seats is where you finish your car.
We'll look up something, we can go. I'm gonna head that way. Day for pierogi kielbasa. So what I did. I've heard of him.
Yeah, my truck. Oh, that's fine.
Get his shot.
I got you.
68 was the only year that the
Did you put these wheels on? Tell Mr. Lee open for that. Yeah, this is probably a cover of it. Yeah, this looks like.
Hi, how are you? Bob Shoemate here. I'm from Green Sea, South Carolina, which is here in Horry County outside of Myrtle Beach. This is my 1932 Ford Roadster. Most unusual part about it that catches most people's eye is it has a original first generation Hemi from out of a 58 Dodge pickup truck. That is what's known as a 3-deuce setup. That's 3 2-barrel carburetors. Those are Rochesters, which were used in GM products back in the late 50s and 60s. This engine, as I said, came out of a 58 Dodge truck. This car, when I built it to kind of reflect what would have been happening in the 50s and late 40s when the guys were coming back from the war and they were picking up these, what was then a used car basically, and building hot rods. This color is a 1940 Ford color called Yosemite Green. So I'm guessing Henry Ford was looking to make it, you know, Yosemite National Park, dark green. The frame and the chassis is built by a company called Pete and Jake's. Pete and Jake's Hot Rod Parts, which is in Missouri. The body is a fiberglass reproduction body that's made by a company called Bebop's Glass Works, and they're just north of Chattanooga, Tennessee. I built this in my garage. And what's kind of neat about it is I'm representing the big three. I've got a Dodge engine, a General Motors overdrive automatic transmission, and a Ford 9-inch rear end. So I got all the parts. They're just a standard steel rim, but I put the Diamondback wide white wall tires on them, and the discs are the old-timey Moon discs that were used in the 50s and 60s. They started out as a lot of guys used them on the race cars on the Bonneville salt flats, and you'll notice they're actually screwed into the rim. The rim is drilled and tapped for that small screw. That's because when they were going down to Bonneville salt flats at 200 miles an hour, they didn't want the hubcap to pop off. Yeah, I try to keep it as clean on underneath as it is on top.
You drive the car? Show us.
Oh yes, I drove it 50 miles to here. I saw a car article with a similar vehicle that had that plaid interior, and I thought, now that's kind of cool and different. So the guy that did the upholstery for me is a friend of mine, and I just took the magazine and showed him the magazine, and I said, I want to replicate this. We just have to find the colors that will go with the exterior. So he found the plaid with the kind of light and dark green and the gold thread running through it, and then we picked the vinyl to go with it, and I thought it turned out right well. The gauges are from a company called Speed Hut, which is an American company. They're made in Utah, and that's the standard oil pressure, water temperature, speedometer, tachometer, voltmeter,
beautiful,
and a fuel, gas gauge.
So how long have you been coming to the Run to the Sun here?
Probably since about 2009 or 10. So 15 years roughly.
Tell us about the magazine you're actually in. What's the name of the magazine?
Well, the magazine is Old School Rods, which unfortunately is no longer being published, but its focus was on old school rods, obviously. So I have a brother that's a professional photographer, so he took the pictures.
Very nice.
And I wrote the verbiage and sent it into the magazine, and lo and behold, they accepted it and published it.
Just tilt the display turn, got me a little glare. There we go.
So there's my car sitting in the field across the street from where I live.
That's very cool.
And just some in general shots.
Very nice.
And of course the pride and joy of the motor.
They gave you some great page time.
Yeah, they did. And anybody that builds a car, now not so much anymore because print magazines are pretty much dead, but when I was a kid and, coming along, and that was your dream to build a hot rod and actually have it featured in a magazine. So I'm pretty tickled that they did this.
Very cool. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Still got your cell phone on you? If you don't, there's a possibility that I may have it. So come see us at the main stage area here in the center of the complex. And in the meantime, get those 50 tickets right now. I want to make sure that you go home with everything that belongs to you. And don't forget, we got a lot of car and truck shows coming up. Great events. Speedway is the 14th annual Pirate Land Cruising. The big 14th annual Cruising Pirate Land going on later on today. Just got a flyer too that the 5th annual benefit car show with the Rod Rats Hot Rod Club. And that's in South Carolina. Is going to have a big event coming up all year, makes and models. It's going to be on Saturday, April 19th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.